Hey guys, how you doing? More music theory for you today. We're going to be talking about add chords, or as they're also known, added tone chords, how they can make your musical life more interesting, add a little bit of spice to your basic major and minor chords. We'll look at them on the keyboard and also on the guitar. And by the way, it's Christmas. Well, it's Christmas when I'm recording this. It might not be Christmas when you're watching it, but Merry Christmas anyway. And let's go over to the keyboard and learn all about add chords. Okay, so let's say we want to play a C major add 9. The first thing we're going to do is to play a C major triad. So that consists of the root note, C, the major third, which is the E, and the fifth, which is the G. So there's a C major triad. I'm just going to mark the notes up here just so we have that for reference. So we've got 1, 3, 5. Now we're going to add the ninth note. So where's the ninth note? Well, there's number 1, and then we go 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 8, which is our octave. So our 9 is going to be the D. So we play our C major triad and add the ninth. C major, add 9. How about now, instead of playing the C major add 9, I want to play the C minor add 9. Well, all I have to do for that is to change from the major third to the minor third. So I'm going to play this note, and that gives me my C minor triad, to which I add the D, the 9, and I've got C minor add 9. I'll just move this down here so we know we've got a record of that. C minor add 9. Now there's an important distinction between a C add 9 chord and a C9 chord. So let's just go back to our C major add 9. So that's our triad, and then our ninth up here. So remember what that sounds like. Now a C9 is different than that. It still includes these notes, but it also includes the seventh as well. Okay, so the seventh in this case would be this note. Well, this is the dominant seventh, and that's what you need for the C9. So the C9 chord consists of 5 different notes, and it sounds like this. Notice the difference between this, the C9, and the C add 9, where I don't play this seventh. Okay, quite a difference in sound, so it's important to remember that difference. You can also have a C major 9, which means that we would play the major seventh instead of the dominant seventh, so that would be this. Okay, so we've got 3 different chords there, all involving C's and 9s. We've got the C9, the C major 9, and the C major add 9. Okay, so going back to our C major add 9 chord, chord names don't specify the order of pitches. So I could, if I chose, play that D down here. It's the same note, just an octave apart. And the name C major add 9 doesn't specify which D I have to play. I know that that interval there is a second and that is a ninth, but they're still Ds, and the chord name doesn't specify which it has to be. So I could actually play that D down here, and it would still be a C major add 9. but it sounds different. That's because the voicing is different. Okay, so we go back to here again. Or, now to my ear that sounds more dissonant. I think because this C and this D are so close together. If you play them together, they're kind of jarring. Whereas if you play it more than an octave apart, there's a greater separation and you don't get that jarring effect. But nevertheless, the name C major add 9 doesn't specify whether it's to be played that way or that way. So either is correct. Now everything I've said here applies to every major or minor chord. To get the add 9 chord, we start with the basic major or minor triad and simply add the 9th note. So for example, to play D major add 9, we're going to play the D major triad, obviously starting with D and then the F sharp and the A. So there's I'll mark that on, D, F sharp, and there's our 5th note, the A. Okay, where's my 9th note? That's the E. So I'll play that up here. Could play it down there if I wanted, but I'll play it more conventionally up here. And there's our D major add 9 chord. Okay, so how about A major add 9? Okay, so root note A, C sharp is our major 3rd, E is our 5th. Let me just put some markers on those notes. So there's our A major triad, to which I now need to add a B, and my scales run out here, but it's going to be there. So there's the 9th note, and altogether there's our A major add 9. And finally let's do E minor add 9. So I'm going to play my root note E, I'm going to play my major 3rd, which is G, and I'm going to play my 5th, which is B. Okay. Where's my 9th going to be? In this case it's going to be the F sharp. So altogether, put a marker on that for you, the F sharp. Altogether then we've got this effect. Here's our E minor triad, because I'm playing a minor 3rd there. Adding the 9th we get E minor add 9. It actually happens that when I'm writing my own songs, for some reason I tend to use a lot of minor add 9 chords. I don't know why it is. I like the fact that it's kind of unresolved. You know, it wants to, that F sharp kind of leaves a nice open, it's almost like a question mark, rather than just playing the E minor, which is very stable. It just has a little bit of uncertainty, a little bit of mystery, I guess, to the chord. So I really enjoy these minor and major add 9 chords. Okay, so let me now try to show you how these chords sound on a guitar, the add 9 chords. And I'm going to start off with from the C major triad, or the C major chord, which in open position I can play like that. So for those of you not familiar with a guitar, I'm playing the C note here, that's my root note, C, and then I'm playing an E on this string, so I've got C, that's my root, and my major 3rd, and I'm also playing the G, that's this string, so together that's the 5th, so now I've got my major triad right away, and I'm also sticking my finger on this fret here, on this string, which actually gives me another C. So they're just an octave apart. So I'm doubling up on the C's, and I'm also playing this open E string. So I'm doubling up on the E's as well. So there's my C major chord. How do I turn that into a C major add 9? Well, I need to find a D somewhere, because D is the ninth note that I'm looking for. Well, the only way I can do it actually from this position is to swap this C here, this C I'm playing here, for a D. Okay, so instead of playing that, okay, I'm going to take my finger off this C, and I'm going to drop my pinky, this one, onto the D, which gives me the ninth note I'm looking for. And now I've got a C major add 9. Now I can easily go from the C major add 9 to the C minor add 9 simply by moving this finger here, this one, from the major third down to the minor third. And if I play that chord now, I've got a C minor add 9. I'm not going to play this note because that's a major third, so I can't play this high E anymore. I've just got to play these 4 notes to get the C minor add 9. And finally, let's look at E minor add 9. So I'm going to start off with a familiar E minor chord. So I've got my E in the bass here. I've got my B, which is the 5th of the triad here. I've got another E here, so I'm doubling up on the E's already. I've got my G here, which is the major third, that's this open string. Another B here with this open string, and a third E here. Now this is interesting because I've got 3 E's, only one of which I actually need. I need this E in the bass for my E minor. But I've got 2 options for making the 9th. I can make the 9th from here to here, or from here to here on this high string. So let's see what that sounds like. Go back to the E minor. Now I'm going to drop my pinky onto this 4th fret here to get the F sharp. Beautiful E minor add 9 chord. And also from this starting chord I can just get a very nice sequence by dropping my finger here and then to here. Very simple, and back to here. It's kind of a James Bondish type of sequence. Or if I want to, I can go back to my E major chord here, and instead of playing my F sharp here, I can get the 9th by dropping my finger onto this F sharp here on the high string, and I get this effect. Which is also an E minor add 9, but a different voicing of it. So there, a little bit about add chords. I focused on 9th chords, add 9 chords. I think in a future video I'll probably look at add 11 and add 13 chords. So join me again pretty soon for more adventures in music theory.